This is Mark Belton, SuperTraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. Here I am working with my CrossFitians at Super Training Gym. This is Ben Alderman, who owns a CrossFit out here in Northern California. This is Arturo Fernandez, who also owns a CrossFit here in Sacramento. This is Blair Morrison. Blair Morrison owns 3 CrossFits, actually, out here in the Northern California area. And Ben Alderman is a high-level, fire-breathing CrossFitian. Blair qualified for regionals this year, and he's going to compete in the team version of that. And this is Drew from came out from Reno, came out of the closet as well, I think. But Drew has been training with us a little bit on and off for the last month or so. And, it'd be great to have that guy around more. He's a very powerful, stocky little guy, as you're going to see as he works up in weight on this day. These guys are using a safety squat bar. The safety squat bar puts stress in a little bit different area than a regular barbell. It's going to make you lean forward a little bit more. It's going to force you to use your upper back a little bit more. And it's very hard to... if you lose your posture at all with this thing, you're a dead man. So you can't lean into these squats at all. You have to really try to stay upright. Also, another advantage of the safety squat bar is the fact that you don't have to worry about your shoulders being all jacked up with your arms pinned back behind you like you normally do on a regular squat. There's Blair Morrison working up in weight. So normally what I do with these guys on these particular training sessions is I'll have them go heavy on one day, or have them go heavy on a squat, and then I'll have them do speed deadlifts. The next week, I'll have them go heavy on a deadlift and do speed squats. It doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes it's kind of depending on the week. It can vary a little bit. It can be a little bit different. Sometimes they'll do repetitions rather than speed on their deadlifts. And also sometimes that's true of the squat. It really just depends on what I feel they need. If I notice that a guy's moving slow, moving like shit, his form is off, then we're going to devote a training session or two, maybe even in a row, of working on form perfection and force production, which would be speed work. There's Ben Alderman missing a squat. That's going to happen sometimes on max effort day. You're going for the gusto. And you can see these guys, their form's starting to really break down. Knees are coming in. Things are getting torqued out a little bit. But it really depends on what the guy needs, what I feel they need, and the feedback that they give me when they come in. If they give me feedback and they say, dude, I am worn out. I'm not feeling right today. Hamstrings are killing me. This is killing me. Then we're going to box squat. And rather than just skipping squats altogether, we're going to do a box squat, and we're going to do probably sets of 5, or just do dynamic work on the box squat. And then for deadlifting, again, if they're banged up, it might be higher repetition and lower bar weight. But again, it just kind of depends on where the athlete is weak, what I feel they need. But there's an example of they did max effort safety squat bar box squats. That was pretty good. And now they're doing sets of 5 on a deadlift, aka death lift. Here's Drew going again. I really wish Drew actually lived in the area, because I think I could turn him into an awesome fat powerlifter. Here's Ben Alderman going again. Each guy has pretty good form on most of their lifts. I'd say the squat needs a little bit more attention sometimes from a technique standpoint than the deadlift does for these guys anyway. Just because the variables in a squat can be so great sometimes. Keep in mind, that a box squat is a great movement, but you also have to do your regular squats too, and I obviously have these guys doing regular free squats as well. I don't only have them doing box squats. I add in bands and chains from time to time, but that would be foolish to only have them do bands and chains. They also use a lot of straight weight, as they're doing here. Sometimes the bands or the chains are just simply for them to handle a new stimulus, handle a little bit of an overload. It's also rare that we use the deadlift bar. We've been trying to use thicker barbells usually. A lot of times I'll have them deadlift with the squat bar because our squat bar is our thickest bar. Again, that'll just kind of work your grip and give you some more variation. Your training variation is crucial, especially for these guys. It's right in the literature of what CrossFit is. It's supposed to be constantly varied movements. And so by throwing these guys different things all the time, they are getting stronger. They may not get stronger in a particular lift all the time, but that's not really the point. The point is that they're just making their body stronger and better for their sport. And then, you know, the indication and the test of that would be, yeah, to hit a 1 rep max deadlift, to hit a 1 rep max squat, things like that. But they have to be, in my experience, they have to be a little prepped for that. You have to do a little preparation work going into that for that to be truly effective. There's Arturo Fernandez ripping up 385 for a set of 5. Good set by him. Here's Blair Morrison going again with 385 pounds. This is something pretty common that I have them do. Have them do sets of 5 all the way in their warm-ups, and then make small jumps. And as soon as the weight starts to begin to look difficult at all, I'll start to add about 20 pounds. So it'll be small jumps. They might go from 345 to 365 to 385, 405 to 425. And you know, whether they kind of top out, they top out. But what I like about that is it gives them a little bit of pre-fatigue going into the heavy sets and kind of prevents them from handling really heavy weights for the day, which can be a good thing sometimes. You see these guys, a lot of times are trained without a belt as well. Each guy is 200 pounds or less. This is 405. Blair, I think, is about 190 pounds. He's about 6'1". And then this little gnome, he's short, but he's probably about 170, 180. He's huge quads, all his weight's in his legs. And then Ben, I think Ben's about 195 also. And he's medium height. Another thing we do with the deadlift is we'll do different types of deadlift. We'll do deficit pulls. We'll do rack pulls, pin pulls. Have them deadlift off the blocks, all different kinds of deadlifting type movements. I'll have them pull sumo from time to time. When they, one thing is though, when they deadlift, when they do a deficit deadlift, they're actually still really good at it, because I think a lot of times they're fairly mobile, these guys. There's Blair with a good set of looked like 3 there, and he kind of knew better to test it out, to go for too many there. You got to realize that you're trying to lift and you're trying to get a stimulus, trying to stimulate but not annihilate. That's a crucial thing to know about strength training. Trying to stimulate the muscles but not annihilate them. You're only as good as you can recover from your workouts. And Blair knew that by rounding over, that if he tried another rep, yeah, he probably could have done it. I mean, there's really no doubt that he would have finished the lift. But he would have finished the lift in a crappy position. His lower back would pay the price, and who knows where or when that would catch up to him. But it probably would catch up to him somewhere, especially with all the rest of the workouts these guys do in the week. I train them early in the week. And that is it from Super Training. Back to you.